right, everybody. Good Tuesday evening. Alex with you in the Weather Center for another edition of Weather Aware Live, a little WAL here. You know, if you're just joining us and you're new to this, we're talking about the forecast in a more in-depth, more personable way. You know, you can get your questions answered here. We always love to do that. And we're previewing kind of what's ahead in the forecast. Not as much the here and now. We want to get you prepped for maybe what's ahead with the next impactful weather event. Now, thankfully, impactful doesn't mean severe or anything dangerous weather-wise. We've got the most gorgeous weather we've had pretty much all summer long. And it's happening now. And it's a taste of real fall. So good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to let a few more of you filter in before we get started tonight. But again, thanks for joining us. And I'm going to go ahead and set this to where I can view your comments here over the next few minutes. We're tracking showers for Friday. But those showers, I mean, we have got a long ways to go before that ever gets here. Wednesday and Thursday staying mostly dry. Tomorrow is going to be gorgeous, actually. So looking forward to that. Excited, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this beautiful fall-like weather that's going to be moving in. Let's see. We've got audio, so we're good to go there. And just checking in on that, making sure we're good to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the forecast. And, you know, the overnight lows tonight are going to be very similar to what we saw going into your Tuesday morning. Upper 50s, low 60s. It's brilliant. And if you're looking for more of that fall-like feel, we're going to see a morning like this tonight. We're going to get a morning like this on Thursday morning. It'll be a little bit warmer, but not much, about 62, 63 degrees. And then we'll start to climb back into the mid-60s. And a part of that is the cold front that's moving in will bring inevitably more cloud cover coming in on Friday and Saturday. And we're also going to get clouds on Thursday, too. So, again, enjoy the sunshine tomorrow because we won't see nearly as much of it for the rest of the week and the weekend. I think next Sunday or this coming Sunday, I think we could see a little bit more cloud or a little bit more sunshine. But if you're watching us, good evening. This is another edition of Weather Aware Live. Thanks for tuning in. Again, you know, we're just happy to have some of this nice fall weather. Not a whole lot to talk about out there. You know, the tropics are quiet. We're not seeing anything tropical-wise that's going to be concerning anytime soon. That's great news. The tropics could be closed for business through the first week of September. So good stuff. That's something you don't really hear about a lot this time of year. So let's go ahead and show you the next couple of days and knock that out real quick. Tomorrow, perfection. Mid-80s, sunny skies. We'll start out around 60 degrees. Thursday, skies will look like something you see behind the Thursday image, which is those mid-level clouds, partly to mostly cloudy through the day. Temperature is still going to reach the low to mid-80s, but it's not going to be the sunniest of days. And this is a precursor to what's kind of coming down the pipe as we head into Friday. Thursday's futurecast, pretty dry overall. I'm not seeing a whole lot on the board. We could see a few showers through the day Thursday. It's mainly going to be just a few sprinkles out there. And the big reason why is because there's such dry air at the surface that when those rain droplets fall through that column of air, they're going to run into the dry air, and that dry air will evaporate most of that water. So all that's going to be left is just a few sprinkles more than likely on Thursday. I don't think we see a whole lot. And then lots of clouds through the day Thursday. This will lead into what is going to be that unsettled pattern that we've been talking about much of this week. Okay, so Friday, Saturday, you see the lower rain chances here. Looking at your comments, seeing what I can find out there. Linda, yes, it sure was. A crisp, beautiful day, that's for sure. I'm going to go ahead and switch over comments to the other page that we're streaming on and kind of see what we can look at there. But again, beautiful weather. You know, we definitely can't take this for granted. We've seen August before where we all know we are very well aware of what we have seen in the month of August in the prior days. That's for sure. Fortunately, this is not going to be one of those setups where we end up heating back up immediately. This cold air is going to stay with us for a while. And remember, the longer it sticks around, the less opportunities we have for summer-like days. Let's talk about this rain chance. Friday and Saturday, those are the 2 days to focus on for potential showers out there. And here's the system that is the culprit, if you will. Big area low pressure in the southern plains. It's going to follow the yellow brick road, if you will, this stationary front that's stalled across the Gulf Coast and all the way down towards the Atlantic coast. It's going to follow that track, and as it follows that track, it is going to try to bring rain chances a little bit further east into Georgia and South Carolina. Areas such as Alabama and Mississippi have a much more surefire bet of rain, but for us, we do have that chance of rain as that front stalls right over the CSRA. So it's going to be to the south of it. So as that front stalls, we're not expecting as much rain perhaps on Sunday, but Friday and Saturday are the days that we have to pay attention to. Here's what that looks like on the Futurecast look at this, okay? So actually I'm going to go ahead into more of an in-depth Futurecast look. So Thursday, again, a few sprinkles possible, right? But look at Friday. Look what happens first thing Friday morning. Boom. There's your rain chance. Some of this happens late Thursday night into early Friday morning. Right now, the models are favoring more of a Friday morning rain, not as much of a Friday evening rain. Some of that consistency will pick up. I think the heaviest totals would be south of I-20. We get to Friday afternoon and notice how the CSRA is kind of split in half, right? Sunshine in our northern counties, clouds and rain in our southern counties. And then we get to Friday afternoon and that same situation's trying to rear its head again. So for Friday, it's not an all-day washout, okay? But it is going to be enough to where we see some of that off-and-on rain through the day Friday, potentially lingering into Saturday as well. And looking at some more of your comments here, let's see what we've got. Still waiting on a few of those. But nonetheless, let's see. There we go. Awesome. Good evening, Ryan. Always appreciate you reaching out. He says he's loving it. And Denise, I know this weather could leave us. The chances of it leaving us anytime soon, though, are slim to none. So once we get the cooler air, we're keeping it for a little bit. Inevitably, in September, we'll probably see a 90-degree day or two. But the last of the persistent 90s could be done for the summer. And that's the good news. Hopefully that will be the case. But again, these rain chances coming in this weekend, Friday and Saturday looks to be the main window. Past then, I do think we're going to start to dry out on Sunday and early next week. How does this impact football? Friday night football, we could see a few showers. Right now, again, rain's favoring the morning, not as much the afternoon. You look here, and for college football Saturday, obviously Virginia Tech and South Carolina, that's in a dome. That's at the Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta, which is covered. So you're good to go if you're watching South Carolina go into the game on Sunday. So they're playing Sunday for a special game in Atlanta. In Athens, Georgia taking on Marshall, and that's at 3:30. We could see some showers for the Georgia game. If we did, it's going to be a light rain, and highs will be in the low to mid-80s. Sunny skies for Clemson LSU, and as we get towards kickoff, 75 at kick. That's going to feel really nice. I'm confident that the Clemson LSU game wouldn't be a washout. We would see some light showers during the tailgating time. I think a lot of that tapers off by Saturday evening, just in time for the huge game there in Death Valley. So a big one there in the two-state this weekend. Georgia Southern's all the way out in California, by the way. The sunny and 95 in Fresno. Kickoff at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. So a really cool game there for the Georgia Southern Golden Eagles, of course. But here's your 7-day forecast, and we'll leave you to it. Again, beautiful weather. That's what we're expecting, at least for tomorrow. It'll be pretty tranquil on Thursday as well, despite the clouds. Friday and Saturday, that's the rain chance days. Sunday and Monday, Labor Day, we're expecting a mostly dry, mild temperatures. Going to be pretty nice out there. So again, thanks for joining us for another edition of Weather Aware Live. We always enjoy coming to you here in the Fox 54 Digital Weather Center. We'll be tracking those rain chances for Friday and Saturday, nailing them down, but you want to keep it here for frequent updates because we are going to be tweaking this forecast as we get better coherence in the model data and kind of what we're expecting based on some of the trends that we're seeing in the upper levels of the atmosphere as well. So once again, thanks so much for joining us. It's another edition of Weather Aware Live. We'll be joining you tonight on Fox 54 News at 10 and 11. We'll see you then.